You know, for thousands of years, we've been absolutely fascinated by gold. It's this incredible symbol of beauty, of power, of something that lasts forever. But have you ever stopped to think about how this one simple metal, literally just dug out of the ground, came to define the very idea of wealth?
So that's the big question we're going to tackle. We're going to take a journey from these ancient, sacred rituals all the way to modern finance to really get to the bottom of gold's incredible story. And here's where we're headed. We're starting way, way back, thousands of years ago when gold was seen as a divine symbol. Then we'll watch as it becomes money for the very first time, see it rise to become the anchor for the entire global economy, and finally look at its special role today as a unique store of value. All right, let's jump right in at the very beginning. And I mean, way back. Long before gold was ever money, it was something else, something way more powerful. It was, well, kind of magic. So get this, the first gold stuff we've ever found, it wasn't in a store or a treasury. It was found in a necropolis, basically a city of the dead. This gold was buried with kings and the elite, not so they could spend it, but to go with them into the afterlife. It had nothing to do with money. It was purely about ritual. But nobody took this idea as far as the ancient Egyptians. For them, gold wasn't just valuable. It was literally the flesh of the gods. Its incredible shine was the sun god, Ra. The fact that it never rusted or tarnished, that was immortality itself. This belief really locked in gold's connection to ultimate power and eternity, an idea that would stick around for centuries. Okay, so gold is this sacred, divine thing. But things change, right? As civilizations got bigger and trade routes started stretching across the world, gold started this incredible journey, transforming from a sacred object into a super practical tool for business. Imagine trying to buy something with gold before coins existed. You'd have to lug around a set of scales for every single transaction. It was clumsy, you could get ripped off, it was a mess. But then came the coin. Suddenly, you had a guaranteed weight and purity, all stamped and backed by the king. The trust wasn't in the random merchant anymore, it was in the state itself. This single invention unlocked a concept that honestly changed the world: fungibility. I know, it's a fancy word, but the idea behind it is so simple and so powerful. It means my gold coin is now exactly the same as your gold coin. It's not about this one specific shiny rock anymore. It's about a standard amount guaranteed by a system. That leap of faith from trusting a person to trusting a system is the absolute foundation of all modern money. It's what let commerce truly explode. And the amazing thing is, we can actually point to the person who did it. Around 600 BCE, over in the kingdom of Lydia, which is now modern-day Turkey, a king named Croesus came up with a brilliant idea to mint the first standardized gold currency. He basically invented money as we know it. No wonder his name is still famous for being rich as Croesus. So now that gold is fungible, it's trustworthy, it's portable, it becomes the perfect bedrock for building empires. And eventually, it would become the anchor for the entire global economic system. All the great empires got it. The Persian Daric, the Greek stater, the Roman aureus. These weren't just coins, they were symbols of stable, universal value. Because gold was so rare, and because everyone wanted it, its value stayed incredibly stable for hundreds and hundreds of years. And this all leads up to the big one, the idea that dominated the world for a couple of centuries, the gold standard. Basically, all the major countries agreed to tie the value of their paper money directly to a specific amount of real, physical gold sitting in their vaults. It created this incredibly stable and predictable global economy, with gold as the ultimate foundation of trust. But then, after literally thousands of years of gold being at the center of everything, the whole system just stopped, suddenly, dramatically. August 15th, 1971. Just remember that date. Because what happened on this one day completely changed gold's role in the world forever. That was the night that U.S. President Richard Nixon got on TV and basically told the world he was slamming the gold window shut. The final link between the U.S. dollar and physical gold was cut, just like that. For the first time in millennia, the world's money was no longer tied to anything physical. And wow, did that have an effect? Just look at these numbers. In 1970, when the price was fixed, gold was $36 an ounce. 10 years later, after Nixon's announcement, it was allowed to float freely on the market. The price? Well, it exploded to over $600.
The world was now deciding what gold was worth on its own terms.
So that brings us to the big question, right? If gold isn't officially money anymore, why are we all still so obsessed with it? Why is it still so incredibly valuable?
Well, it really comes down to this totally unique mix of qualities that no other element has. It's just beautiful, right? It shines in a way that just grabs you. It's also incredibly rare. And it's basically indestructible. I mean, the gold from King Tut's tomb is exactly the same, chemically, as the gold in the phone you're holding. But maybe most important of all, it's universal. It has been trusted and desired by pretty much every culture across all of history. That amazing blend of physical perfection and this deep, shared human belief is what makes gold what it is today, the ultimate safe place for value.
So, from the flesh of the gods to a global financial anchor, gold's incredible 7,000-year story is really our story, isn't it? The story of civilization. And it leaves us with one final fascinating thought. If the immense value of gold is, at its core, just a story that we have all agreed to believe for thousands of years, what does that tell us about what value really is?